Is Rockstar changing the future of gaming with Grand Theft Auto 6? A highly anticipated game, but I wanted to react to an article here from xfire.com where they asked that question. If you like this kind of React content, check out my other videos, subscribe to this channel, but don't forget to check out Reforge Gaming. That's my main channel where I stream live. And you can see here, it's asking the question, is Rockstar changing the future of gaming forever with GTA 6? Take-Two Interactive never settles for being second best, especially with Grand Theft Auto, even if it means brushing with controversy. Obviously, this game is highly anticipated. And I believe we've seen just this year what happens if you over-anticipate, over-hype a game. And you start talking like this, you start talking about they're going to change gaming forever. Just settle down, okay? The game of a generation didn't turn out to be that, and GTA 6 may just be another great GTA that's bigger and better. I'm not saying that they won't. I'm just saying be careful of this, okay? I'm not trying to be a cynic or being, you know, preemptively critical of GTA. Let's just be careful of overhyping something. So, here the article continues. As the internet waits for the next Grand Theft Auto game, which may or may not get a release date next month, they did their teaser announcement on Twitter. It's an announcement about an announcement that they're going to give us a trailer or something in December. I imagine they're probably going to use the Game Awards to do that. So Take-Two Interactive is busy drumming up talk about the use of a controversial piece of technology in the upcoming game. To be more specific, Take-Two believes that using generative AI technology in GTA 6 would help enhance its virtual world and quite possibly revolutionize gameplay. I have a whole series about AI in gaming over on my Reforge Gaming channel, and this has been a very, very hot topic recently. There was a lot of criticism about In-World, a company that Xbox is partnered with, the Game Awards is partnered with. They basically seek to build tools that can automate certain things and, you know, write scripts for you, do voice acting for you, these sorts of things that could be replacing workers, could be replacing employees, and voice actors are extremely concerned because of just how quickly AI has gotten to the point where it can completely replicate your voice. If you haven't seen the very, very comedic and funny sort of parody-like videos called Honest Conference, I highly recommend you search those out. That puts on display just how sophisticated and good AI has become at creating voices. This is a huge concern for voice actors. Well, apparently they're going to be wanting to use AI technology for games like GTA 6, and, you know, Microsoft is wanting to broker and do this partnership with In-World to develop these tools to help their developers. And that's a real question. Is it going to hurt game quality? Is it going to hurt the people who are, you know, traditionally worked on these games? Let's continue reading. In a recent earnings call with investors, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick highlighted the possibilities of AI technology could unlock games like GTA 6. Zelnick, a seasoned executive with a keen eye on the industry's pulse, emphasized that the use of AI can help streamline the development process, but it wouldn't necessarily make it faster or cheaper, implying that, just like everything, it'll be a tool that the studio will use when the situation calls for it, not an end-all be-all to its problems, unlike what others would have you believing. His measured optimism suggests a cautious approach to integrating AI, focusing on enhancing the gaming experience rather than cutting costs. This is the pushback I think that is fair to the people that think like AI is going to take over and completely replace people, replace employees. It's a long way off before you're going to get to the point where you're like, hey man, we have this tool to write scripts. We don't need a writing team anymore. We don't need you anymore. I think that's a long way off. However, technology moves at a breakneck speed. So it's not beyond the scope of reason to think that in about 10 years, you could have more sophisticated tools that eliminate certain jobs, QA departments especially. There's already tools that automate and do a lot of things for you, and machine learning could certainly dovetail with that. And you wouldn't need QA until very late stage in a game's development, right? You could hammer out a lot of the QA work beforehand. So it is, I think, a long ways off before we actually see substantive employee or job replacement, but this is not uncommon. Like the history of automation, we've seen many jobs replaced by automation. The promise of AI in gaming, particularly for a franchise as monumental as Grand Theft Auto, isn't lost on Zelnick. He envisions a future where non-playable characters evolve to become more than just scripted automatons. Instead, using AI lets them become more dynamic and engaging, contributing to making the world more immersive and interactive, a feature that perhaps would benefit a game like GTA 6 much more than the company's ambitious lifelike graphics plans could ever do for it. This prospective leap in NPC design could redefine player engagement, making every interaction unique and potentially limitless. I will say this. I mean, this is obviously a very simplistic example, but when I was playing Spider-Man 2, there was a mission, not a mission, but like a side quest or side activity where you got to take pictures of stuff, and I took a picture of the guy, and I was pretty far away, and he reacted to me taking the picture. He's like, did the picture turn out all right, Spider-Man? Obviously, that's a pre-baked response. They know that I'm going to do that. That guy's going to stand there. He's going to be in the position of the picture, and they have him programmed to say that. But it made for a pretty cool moment. I was like, oh, that felt pretty neat. And obviously, you break it down, you know what's going on. But imagine having a city full of people that have machine learning running within their programming so that if you run across the street or shove them or ask them a question, they have a much larger library of potential responses that can then adapt future responses or reactions to how you might say something to them or do something to them. And this is where AI and machine learning could really enhance NPC behavior to make it more reactive to you instead of sort of just like input, action, reaction, like cause and effect. It could be more emergent. So conversations and back and forths and quest lines and things like this. This is where I believe AI and machine learning could really start to flourish and create those types of encounters. There's obviously lots of pitfalls where it might not work right, or they might say the wrong thing. Like they act like that you were mean to them, but you were kind to them, right? Obviously, it could misfire. So let's keep reading. However, Zelnick's vision for AI in gaming extends beyond mere NPC improvement. He foresees a broader impact that AI could assist in crafting more intricate game worlds and narratives. This aligns with the industry's trend of pursuing efficiency and innovation, pushing the envelope of what's possible in virtual storytelling and design. Right, there's a concern that they would start to use this to, to actually create the worlds as well as the narratives, Like, hey, I need you would just describe it, right? You would just tell the engine, the AI art's already doing this, Hey, I need a picture of Popeye dressed as a police officer in the 1960s next to the Beatles, or, whatever, just a bunch of random nonsense. Well, you could say, hey, I need a valley roughly 300 meters in length with 200 meters. I need mountains on all sides. I need it lined by trees. I need snow caps on the mountains. I need a river along the way. You just type all that out, and then the computer would just make it. Hey, I need a narrative quest design where I go and help a local person to gather materials in the nearby village, and it just kind of it just writes that quest line. Very generic, obviously. This gets into procedural generation versus handcrafted content. And would it feel like the quality of games goes down? But you can see where this could start to head. You feed the engine prompts and just sort of creates environments or quest lines for you. That could speed things up if it gets rid of menial tasks, but it could start to lower quality or even see people losing their jobs if it becomes sophisticated enough. Zelnick's sentiments echo those of other industry leaders that are cautiously dipping their toes into AI technology, using it to transform video game development. Companies like Ubisoft and Valve have shown interest in AI tools for different aspects of game creation, from dialogue writing to legal considerations. Notably, Microsoft has also partnered with the tech company In-World AI, I already told you about that one, to develop a co-pilot for Xbox Game Studios developers, signaling a wider acceptance of AI's role in future game development. That's the same company that partnered with the Game Awards and got some criticism from Alana Pierce and others about, man, a bunch of people got laid off and you're promoting this AI company. There's not a really strong connection between the layoffs and AI. The layoffs this year have way more to do with the overhiring that happened in 2020 and 2021. It's a natural rebalancing. It's a form of equilibrium. So it sucks that people are losing their jobs, especially at the end of the year, right before the holidays. but it has really nothing to do with a trend in the industry to go toward AI. But it's more of an optics problem. That was mainly Alana's point, is the optics on this is pretty bad. I don't really think events like that are worried about the optics of, like, the general consumer doesn't care that much about the rampant layoffs. There's been thousands and thousands of layoffs in the tech sector. Gaming isn't special. Like, lots of people have lost their jobs. Gaming isn't some sort of sacred thing where this is just atrocious that this is happening. It's happening across the entire tech world. And the general public probably doesn't care. They need money for the event. And a partnership like that is helping with that. The average viewer is not going to become incensed at an AI company working with the Game Awards. So I don't think the optics are even actually that bad. I think you can say they're bad, but I don't think the average person's going to think they're that bad. Continuing here, despite the excitement, Zelnick's stance is clear. AI will not replace the creative human spirit at the core of video game development. Instead, it will elevate the art form, allowing developers to dedicate more time to high-level creative work by automating the menial tasks. I've not pre-read this, but that's what I've been saying, is that if you can automate the menial tasks, checking a map for, hey, does this map or this environment have any holes? Can I walk through any walls or fall through the floor? Well, you can have a person do that, run around and look for glitches and bugs, or you could have an AI do it, because the AI can move much faster than you. It could, speed up player movement by 1,000 and track any potential glitches or bugs. There's already automated QA in place for that type of thing anyway. The expectation is that while AI may not reduce the cost of AAA games like GTA 6, it will lead to a richer, more sophisticated gaming experience. It's hard for me to look at these companies and not feel like they're trying to sell me something, right? You're saying all this stuff about how great it's going to be, how great, how much better the games are going to be. And I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, it sounds like you're, hyping this up with hyperbolic phrasing. So I don't know if this is going to result in what they're saying, at least not in the immediate future. It's going to take a while for the tools to not just become more sophisticated, but for them to be integrated and well understood, well implemented, and used in a good way by the people that are making the games. The use of AI in Grand Theft Auto 6 also hints at the broader strategy of Take-Two Interactive for as long as Zelnick is at the helm. As the company prepares for a potential future that includes AI-assisted development, the focus remains on being a creative powerhouse in the industry, setting high standards of innovating relentlessly, a creative benchmark specifically, as he mentioned in the past. The potential impact of AI on the gaming industry is a subject of intense debate, with some expressing concern over job displacement and the ethical implications of generative AI. Zelnick's comments suggest that while AI will change the industry landscape, it doesn't diminish the need for human creativity and ingenuity. That's ultimately where the question lies. We don't necessarily need to read the rest of it. It's saying a lot of what I've already said. And my hope would be that if companies are going to start to leverage AI, they start to leverage it in a way that it makes game development more efficient. So I don't want you to start relying on it. I want you to use it so that you can focus on the things that really make the game good. If you're not having to go through a bunch of menial tasks and checking little things and things that are tedious and harming to efficiency, if you can remove those rough edges of inefficiency, then we're likely to get better games that are more polished, games that have quest lines, characters, and writing that are more substantive and of a higher quality. That's the hope. Will that end up happening? We'll have to wait and see. We'll obviously have to wait and see, as they guess here at the end that, a reveal trailer in December is likely on the way. I think it's going to happen at the Game Awards. What do you think? Is this going to be the new dawn of development? And will we get a GTA 6 announcement at the Game Awards? Leave a comment below, hit subscribe, hit the bell button, and be sure to check out Reforged Gaming, where I stream live. As always, I'll see you in the next video.